Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Get in here. Get in here. Make sure when you come in here, smash the like. Welcome. Welcome. For those who haven't seen me in a while, I've been working. I've been working. And I didn't really want to do this. I did not really want to do this update, but I felt duty bound. I felt it was necessary. As a matter of fact, by any means necessary. I know where you know where I got that from. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. Uh, I know you guys can be anywhere, but you're here. And we're going to talk about this tea, wine, coffee, Kool-Aid, whatever you want to call it tonight. But I'm going to be reporting on it. I kind of try to hold off on it. I was waiting to see if they figure things out, but they trying to do the Harlem Shuffle again. They trying to do the Harlem Shuffle. You know the Harlem Shuffle, the three-card Monte, the Chug-a-Lot. If you're old enough, you know what Chug-a-Lot means. But with that said, let me see who's in here. Let me see who's in here. At first, it was going to be a members-only stream, and I said, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that because it'll be so unfair to the world. You know, this one right here, I had to let it loose. Had to let it loose. Mods, make sure you're on deck. Make sure you're on deck. Yeah. So, first and foremost, as the title says, the accountant is snitching. The accountant is singing like Michael Jackson. And you know what? For those who didn't follow the story, early on, probably last year sometime, and those who know remember, I reported that they could not find the accountant. The accountant was moving and shaking and moving. She was never at the business when the investigators pulled up. So they devised a plan. Cardi B's team devised a plan. We can't tell you what the whole plan was. We just say that you can hide. You can hide, but that's only temporary. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, they found the accountant. They found the accountant. And when they found her, the reaction was like, where you come from? Don't worry about that. Don't even worry about where we came from. I mean, where they came from. I'm saying we like I had something to do. But anyway, the accountant was found. She was served. She was shocked. She was shook. She was confused. Then she is settled in. You've now been served to participate in a hearing, and you must provide these particular documents and all documents that you have that's relating to the financial business dealings of not just Tasha K, but Kebe Studios. And we don't want it yesterday, we want it today. Before we go further, I want to see if my mods are in the building. Okay. All right, they're in the building. So let me say this. I keep thinking about sitting in that courtroom in Georgia, the Northern District of Georgia, bankruptcy court. And I kept thinking about what Judge William Ray III said to the Kebes. He let them know up front after the judgment came down. He said, now I'm not accusing you guys of doing anything nefarious. And I'm paraphrasing. I'm not accusing you guys of doing anything nefarious yet. However, I got to let you know that this is a very big judgment. And I know you're probably thinking maybe we can kind of shake and move and perhaps hide some assets here and there, but don't do it. I'm telling you guys right now, don't do it. And he says, and we're going to read exactly and bring people up to speed what he says. But he essentially said, Don't even try it. Because then you will be breaking the law. He said that. There were witnesses in the courtroom. It was the lead attorney in the courtroom. It was Choke No Joke. It was, well, one person I'm probably not going to say because she was part of my team until she went rogue. But we're not going to say her name yet. We had the incredible Brittany Dobbins in the building. We had did I say Choke No Joke? We had Choke in the building. We had Lily Young in the building, and we had a few others in the building coming from different courtrooms. And the agents coming in there wanting to find out what the heck is going on. Why is people making all this noise? Then we had Cardi B. We had her attorneys. We had a bodyguard. We had the marshals. The marshals kind of had to throw someone out the courtroom. And as I remember, she was sort of kind of part of my team. He threw one of my team members out the courtroom. But we'll talk about that in a little while. But essentially, there was enough people to witness what Judge William Ray said. He said, you can't, this is a sizable judgment. I don't care if your lawyer only took 2 minutes to do a closing argument. The old girl she had almost like 8 minutes on the clock. She did it in 1 minute. I'm like, wait a minute, is she trying to throw the case? So at this point, everyone was forewarned. Everyone knew what they had to do, but particularly the Kebes knew what they had to do. They knew they had to do at least don't do what the judge said, and not hide the assets. So let's talk about how that went on deaf ear. That went on deaf ear. And you know what? We're gonna go through the document. It went on deaf ear. We reported. Wait, look like half of my ear. Wait, hold on. Okay. Look like half my head is gone. Well, I'm gonna take this off. I'll make sure you guys, I'm gonna take this off. It just sounds so good when I can hear myself talk. But basically, the documents that was submitted through various hearings, the 2004 hearing, and it was other hearings, it required both Tasha K and her husband to do video depositions. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to see the video depositions. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't care about seeing what the depositions look like. I just want to do a survey on that first and foremost. But more importantly, they both were required to provide a bunch of stuff. Bank accounts, business records, phone numbers, email addresses, etc., etc., etc. They needed to provide all this in a timely manner. And they both had their respective video depositions. Not the same day. No. We want y'all to come in on different days. You're not going to sit in the same room and concoct a story or tap the other one on the leg. No, you're not doing that. We want you separate. I keep saying we. I don't know why. But you guys got to be separate. You got to come in on different days. So they came in on different days. They both were required to provide a plethora of documents. And they did, for the most part, provide what they thought they can get away with. What they thought they can get away with. So what happens? Tasha K provides her documents. She sits down. She sits down with Cardi's attorney at the objection of her own attorney, and she was asked a series of questions. So was Cheikna. I don't want to jack your name up. I could say Tasha. No. You get your own name, Cheikna Kebe. You have your own name because you, sir, were hiding in the wings for a long time. But these last filings, sir, it looks like you've been doing a lot of behind the scenes, backdoor, just shenanigans. So when the lawyer for Cardi B asked Cheikna to provide certain information, he provided what they thought he had. But it comes to find out, they found the accountant. And the accountant essentially said, so this is how it goes, and we're going to read it. But when the lawyer for Cardi B sits down with the accountant and asks the accountant, so who have you been communicating with for this business? She says, I've been communicating with the husband, Cheikna Kebe. So the accountant's been personally dealing with Cheikna Kebe, the husband. And that's important. Why is it important? Because now you can narrow it down to who the husband has been dealing with and who the accountant's been dealing with. So the second question the lawyer asks is, how were you communicating with, what and do what mode of communication? Was it phone call? Was it emails? So she says email address. Email address. Okay, what email address was it? This gets crazy. She provides the email address of how she's been communicating with back and forth. So they look at the email address, and they look at their chart with all the email addresses that were provided for them. All the email addresses that both of them under oath stated, these are all my email addresses. These are all the email addresses we have. Only problem with that is the accountant provided a whole different email address. An email address that not nobody, but none of the lawyers for Cardi B was aware of. So where did this email address come from? We don't see it filed anywhere. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Just it gets even crazier. So the email address the accountant provides to the lawyers has a prefix. The prefix of that email address, not the suffix, the prefix. It's of a company name. So now they go back to the chart. Okay, so let me look up this company on what they submitted. They're going through all the paperwork. They don't see the name, so they say, okay, can you tell us about this email address, and is it associated with a business? The accountant said, yes, it absolutely does. Is it connected with a business? What's the name of the business? Accountant tells them, wait a minute, we don't have this name of this business on what these guys submitted to us. Oh, wow, really? Okay. So then she starts spilling the tea. You see the thing about accountants, this is one of their clients. They're not trying to ruin their reputation. They got to spill the beans. They're under an audit, somewhat of an audit. It's, you got the trustees, your name, this is what you do, and you got to come clean. So she had to come clean. So it looks like that the husband, one second. I have 1 second, guys. Brittany, we are on live. Can I see the link? We're live right now.
No, I can't jump on right now.
Okay, let me call you back. We live.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. Okay, that's one of the attorneys. So the accountant reveals that it's been another company. When did they set the company up? Now I'm going on memory because I read the document. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. They set the company up 2 days after she files for the bankruptcy. They create a new company 2 days after she files the bankruptcy. But what they forgot to tell the court and the lawyers is they created another company. This company, guys, what do you think they did with this company? They ran the money through this company. Other assets, they ran through the company. They ran it through the company, but they never told Cardi B, her attorneys, that they established a new company. A company that they were supposed to reveal in bankruptcy. This is astonishing. And then it gets better. We're going to bring the documents up because when we read them, you're going to say, wow. This time, they realized they couldn't just lie anymore. There were questions being asked about why did you, for example, Tasha was having her paychecks put in another bank account. And the husband was cutting the check. So when asked, why were you using this method? And he says essentially to avoid being garnished. Wait a minute. Go back to what the judge in the district court, William Ray, said. You can't hide your assets. So there were several instances where he was asked, why did you use this method? He says, to avoid being garnished. I'm like, wait a minute. You're actually telling these lawyers that you didn't give a damn about what the judge said. Like, wait a minute. It says it in black and white. So we're going to bring the documents up. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. It gets so funny. It's so funny. I'm sorry. I would have thought that maybe, and our lawyer kept objecting, but I don't know. Again, let's just bring the documents up. Let me bring them up. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. We're going to do something different. We're going to bring the documents up. I'm going to read some of it. I ain't going to read it all, but I got to be very careful because some information here that it should have been redacted. Here we go. Okay. All right. Guys, I'm going to read it, and I want you guys just to bear with me. We're going to enlarge this. I'm not reading comments, so we're just going to, the title is Belcalis Marlinis Almazar motion to compel Cheikna Kebe and IBSM Technologies Incorporated to comply with the Rule 2004 Duce Tectum for sanctions. Now, why is that important? Well, that is the company that was hidden, IBSM Technologies LLC. That was the company that they never knew anything about. They didn't know anything about it. So let's go ahead. Let's see. On May 25th, 2023, Latasha Transrena Kebe, aka Tasha K, debtor, filed a voluntary petition for relief under Chapter 11, Subchapter V of the United States Bankruptcy Code 11 USC Section 101 at sequel Bankruptcy Code, commencing the above captioned bankruptcy proceedings in the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of Florida, the court. Number two, on July 18th, 2023, Ms. Almazar served a notice of videotape Rule 2004 examination, Duce Tectum on Cheikna Kebe, and you have the case number, which attached topics for examination and listed documents for Cheikna Kebe, the debtor's husband and co-owner Kebe Studios LLC. Now, ladies and gentlemen, LLC for that company was dissolved during, I want to say, right after the case was over, to produce to Local Rule 2004 as provided under federal rules. We're not going to read all the codes as adopted by the Federal Bankruptcy Court, 1916. Let's go to the next page here. I know you want me to get to the meat and potatoes, but we got to give you some background. On August 2nd, 2023, Ms. Almazar filed a proof of claim in the amount of $3,911,680.95 for the judgment entered in favor of Ms. Almazar and against the debtor, Kebe Studios, on February 17, 2022. As amended on July 19, 2022, the judgment in the case of Belcalis Marlinis Almazar versus Latasha Transrena Kebe and Kebe Studios, case number blah, 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 blah. Number four, on August 4th, 2023, Ms. Almazar served a re-notice of videotape Rule 2004 examination Duce Tectum on Mr. Kebe, the notice of examination, attaching the document demands and scheduling the examination for September 11th, 2023 at 10 a.m. at the law offices of Mellon Bushwick, PA in Miami, Florida, which is one of Cardi's attorneys. On August 18th, 2023, Ms. Kebe, through counsel via email, objected to nearly every demand set forth in the document demands on the grounds that such documents have already been produced by debtors' counsel. However, as shown below, that is simply not the case. On February 9th, 2024, the undersigned counsel conducted a 2004 examination of Alicia Thomas, the accountant, ladies and gentlemen. The accountant was finally served. The independent contractor accounted for Yellen Entertainment, among other things. During Ms. Thomas's examination, the undersigned counsel discovered the existence of an email address actively used by Mr. Kebe to conduct business. And I'm not going to read the email address, so we're going to bypass that. Question. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to please provide the exact email address that you have been communicating with either Mr. Kebe or Miss Kebe. Can you do that? Answer. For mostly Kebe, I need my glasses. This is what she's saying. I got mine on already. Hold on. I need my glasses. Question. I'm at the stage too where I got to take them on or off depending on how far away I am, which makes sense, especially when you're looking at spreadsheets and crunching numbers. The numbers start getting small, like right now. Okay, answer. From Mr. Kebe, I used and he says the name. I don't want to put the name out there, but he says the name. I don't want to dox him. This is not trying to do that. Okay, so it puts the name out there. And when you said Mr. Kebe, you're referring to Cheikna Kebe, correct? Answer. That's correct. Question. Okay, is there any other emails that you use for Cheikna Kebe? Answer. No. So let's see. On February 9th, 2024, this is a continuation. Question. You testified earlier that the email that you've received from Mr. Kebe is populated with an email address that says the business name, Trust. I can say Sabesky Trust. Didn't you? Answer. That's the email address that he gave me. Question. Do you know what the blah, 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 blah trust is? Answer. No, I do not. The discovery of this undisclosed email address used by Mr. Kebe is particularly troubling for two reasons. First, as was revealed to the court in Ms. Almazan's expedited motion to compel Patricia Haynes to comply with the subpoena for Rule 2004 examination, Haynes motion. Now you remember I keep saying they could not locate her. They went to the office, they camped out at different locations, but they finally found her. And the hearing on the Haynes motion held on January 24th, 2004, the Sambagesi Investment Trust is one of the previously undisclosed and concealed offshore trusts. Offshore trusts. So Judge Ray said, don't move your asses, but these are offshore trusts of the debtor and Mr. Kebe. Second, at his 2004 examination, Mr. Kebe was asked to reveal all email addresses he uses, but he failed to reveal this particular email address while admitting to the use of other email addresses for business. Question. Do you use Tasha K business email, TashaKBusiness@gmail.com? Answer. Yes. Question. You do? Answer. I do. Question. What do you use it for? Answer. For business purposes. Question. Okay. I'm going to ask you about some email addresses. If you could, tell me whether you know whose email it is or who has access to them. Here's another email address. I'm not going to read it. Unless you guys pull it, I'm not going to read it. Answer. Yes. Is that the business or personal? Answer. Both. Moreover, his bookkeeper, Alicia Thomas, testified that the email address that they tried to hide is only email address used by Mr. Kebe to communicate with Ms. Thomas, who is the accountant. So this email address is the email address that he only uses to communicate with the accountant. That's pretty interesting. We're going to hold it for right now. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, we're going to bring this in a little closer. My squad, I need my squad up here to take up some of this reading because you guys know I have a little vision issue. We're going to do what we can do. Okay, number 9. Although Ms. Kebe produced some of the emails without attachments between Mr. Kebe and Ms. Thomas using the email address in question, he did so only after its existence was discovered by the undersigned. That means he only started revealing it after the accountant blew his spot up. Moreover, Mr. Kebe's limited production shows that Mr. Kebe had been using the email address since at least August of 2002. The discovery of this undisclosed email address lays bare Mr. Kebe contempt for the subpoena and this court. In keeping with the Kebe's conduct throughout these proceedings, Mr. Kebe deliberately withheld documents and communications that are responsive to the subpoena for the 2004 examination he first received in July 19th of 2023, some 8 months ago. So you knew they were looking for all these email addresses, sir, but you only gave them what you wanted them to have. Now, didn't Judge Ray say, don't hide the assets? It gets better. I'm getting texts coming out for crazy. No. It's too late. It is too late, ladies and gentlemen. It's too late. The accountant came forward. Okay, here we go. Again, I want to say, Mr. Kebe deliberately withheld documents and communication that are responsive to the subpoenas for the 2004 examination he first received on July 19th, 8 months ago. Mr. Kebe was further asked during his Rule 2004 examination on September 11th, 2023 to review the request for production and commit to produce any documents or communication that he had previously failed to disclose. So they give him a second time, a second opportunity to come clean. You got a second. We know you're lying about something, but we're going to give you a second opportunity to come clean. So watch the setup. Watch the setup, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay. Number 10. Mr. Kebe was further asked during the Rule 22 examination to review the request and production. Okay, we went there. Okay, here we go. Here's a quick Q&A now. Question. Okay, after this examination, I'm requesting that you re-review the request for production to the extent that you have not produced documents which are responsive to my request, or I ask for the documents during this examination. I'm requesting that you produce those documents as soon as possible. Do you understand, Cheikna? Answer, yes. So you said you understand. They're setting you up, sir. They're setting you up. They just asked you a question because the setup is happening. You didn't see the setup, but the setup is happening. In addition, on March 14th, 2024, the undersigned discovered the existence of a previously undisclosed company owned by Mr. Kebe. So they asked you. They said, listen, we're going to give you a second chance. Come on, clean. We don't want to have to play dirty. So, with their great investigators and researchers, they discovered it was another company. IBSM Technologies LLC. while running a business records check related to another previously undisclosed business of the debtors called Stash Media Works. So there were two companies. They were looking for another company, and they discovered that you established another company. So you guys are shaking and baking. You're cooking in these streets. You're moving money. You got bags and bags of money going over there, but they're not going to Cardi B. They're going to the left, the right, but they're not going to Cardi B. So this is why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we're here. Stand by. Guys, what do you think about this? I used to say, be easy on the husband. Be easy on him. I said no. I used to say, I think he's the mastermind. I think he's the mastermind. Tasha is the talent, and he's the mastermind. He's the mastermind. I love my African brothers, but some of you guys be doing a little too much. I love you too, but you'll be doing too much. So, who devised this scheme to create these companies? Who devised this? It gets better, ladies and gentlemen. It gets so much better. Make sure you're smashing the like. Listen, because I'm not really looking at the comments. If you want me to continue, put a 1 in the chat and I can continue. If you've heard enough, but there's a lot more, then let me know. Let me know. Just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. We sat through this. I know it seems like a long time ago that we was in the courtroom and, we were reporting, and she gave her "I have a dream" speech right after the case was over. And I know that, I really want him to win. But, it's an old saying in hip hop. How are you going to win when you ain't right within? Who said that, ladies and gentlemen? Who said that? Come on, for you hip hop heads. Who said that? Who said that? Well, guess what? It gets better. It gets better. And this is why it gets scary too, because I'm saying, like, you guys are really saying this on record? You're really saying this on record? You really are telling this lawyer whose job is to extract the truth. Extract the truth. No matter, they can use whatever technique. You saw in these detectives, they have a way of doing their thing in criminal cases, but these accountants, these lawyers, they have another way of extracting information. So when you go in, you got to assume that they already know the answers, especially Cardi's attorneys. If you know her attorney's background, this is what they do. Listen, they got some interesting backgrounds. And their team got some interesting backgrounds. And it happens. So if you know that you got caught once with your hand in the cookie jar, do you think they're going to stop looking? Do you think what assurance does Cardi B have that these people are going to play fair? What assurance? If there's been proven evidence that shows that you guys have been hiding assets, why should Cardi stop there? You'll say, well, Cardi should slow. Just slow up, Cardi. No. When the time to slow up was when those posts were being made. The time to reflect on behavior is when she said that is not true. But you kept pushing and pushing and pushing. So now it's kind of weird that you knew what you were doing to get to this point before you got into the courtroom. Now, listen, if you're playing fair, you want to go to court. Everyone had the day in court. Win, lose, draw. Cardi could have lost the case just as easy as you guys lost the case. But now you got court. So now what? We got to now hide assets and just not do, like, it's just kind of weird. Because, now you got the people, the judges, the lawyers, the court officers, all these people come to work. And they come in there, everyone come to work that at least you want to think they're going to do the right thing. You want to think that the judge is going to do the right thing. The court officer, not the court officer, the stenographer is going to do the right thing. Your lawyer is going to do the right thing. Her lawyer is going to do the right thing. So why do we do all this, and then when you get the judgment, you guys are shucking and jiving, running, hiding, doing the weirdest, and getting caught. You're getting caught. That's the crazy thing. You're doing it and getting caught. You're not doing it and getting away. You're getting exposed. Like it makes no sense. Just come clean. Because they listen. At this point, I don't think. Well, we're gonna finish reading. We're gonna finish reading, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Stand by. Stand by. Okay, so we're gonna finish reading. But as I cover a lot of cases, and I know that at the end of the case, a full trial, there's going to be a decision one way or the other. I know it's going to be a decision one way or the other. It's either going to be a criminal, guilty, not guilty, and civil, uh, uh, a ruling. They find you guilty or they find you not guilty. Or you guys know what I'm talking about. It's going to be outcome. But when you go for the fight, you got to say to yourself, this could end really bad for me. What is scenario? What if I don't win this case? What if I don't win this case? Or you had an option to settle, to resolve this. But the way you're doing it now, you're putting yourself in more jeopardy. More jeopardy. But let's finish reading. I'm gonna show you. This is where it gets kind of really crazy. Like I'm thinking, like I watched both of them on the witness stand. But then when I'm reading her responses, I'm saying to myself, like, God, who's advising you? You can't blame this on Olga anymore. She's not even around. She's gone. Her and Sabak are on to the next one, on to the next criminal case. Well, let's go. Let's finish reading this. In addition, on March 14, 2024, the undersigned discovered that the existence of a previously undisclosed company owned by Mr. Kebe, IBSM Technology LLC, while running a business records check related to another previously undisclosed business of the debtor called Stash Media Works LLC. I know what that stash means. They were stashing. We're going to stash. So we're going to call it stash. You were playing in her face. You call it stash because you were stashing. I get it. That was a nice play. I get it. Okay. Mr. Kebe created IBSM approximately 1 month after the debtor filed for bankruptcy protection on July 6, 2023. Debtor filed for bankruptcy case on May 25th, 2023. More importantly, Mr. Kebe was asked about what companies he owns, and he failed to disclose the existence of IBSM, even though he had only created approximately 2 months prior to his Rule 2004 examination. So it wasn't like it was far. He did this a year ago where he wouldn't remember. This was 2 months. You can't come back in the court when the judge says, you guys are really playing with me now, huh? And you would say, well, I didn't remember. No. It was 2 months. It was 2 months. It wasn't 10 years. It was 2 months. On March 15, 2024, Ms. Almazar served a subpoena for a videotape Rule 2004 examination on IBSM Technology LLC, which required the production of responsive documents by April 1st, 2024. Where are we at today, ladies and gentlemen? What's today's date? All right. So you see why this is important. However, even after reminding counsel for Mr. Kebe, the owner of IBSM, that the document production deadline was April 1st, 2024, and requesting the date and time when production would be forthcoming, or alternatively, requesting a meet and confer, no response or responsive documents have been received as of the date of the filing, nor has Mr. Kebe's counsel responded to the meet and confer request. Can anyone guess why that response never came through? Why do you guys think it never came through? I can speculate. They running scared. The lawyer's like, wait a minute. I didn't sign up for this BS. I didn't sign. You think the lawyer's gonna go in knowing that these guys have companies hidden and just gonna sit there and risk his or her law license? They're like, wait a minute. What is this shenanigans you doing? Yeah, this is my law degree. So do you think these lawyers really knew that they were hiding companies? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why would someone put their whole law degree on the line so you guys can hide and stash money? And why? They didn't know. So now my guess is the lawyers are like, yo, I don't know what we can I don't know what, at this point, I don't know. This is not what we signed up for. First it was just I only had a little bag and an old beat up car. Now it comes to find out you guys are sitting on a boatload of money. And that boat is not moving in Cardi's direction. So they said, hold on. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. We didn't sign up for this. The lawyer's like, we didn't sign up for this. I'm just paraphrasing, but we'll see. Here's the argument. This is an argument that Cardi's attorneys made. Federal Rule of Civil Procedure, as made applicable by the Bankruptcy Rule 7037, empowers a party to move to compel any other party to produce documents. It is well established that discovery requests under Rule 2004 are their nature extremely broad and are allowed for the purpose of discovering assets and unearthing frauds. This is what the purpose of the Rule 2004 is to unearth the frauds. They are trying to unearth the frauds. I ain't saying this is what the law is saying. In Ray Pan, they cited a case. It's a case they're citing. We're going to repass the case. Indeed, Rule 2004 discovery can be legitimately in the nature of a fishing expedition. So Cardi and her team has casted their rod into a pond of fraudulent fish. They have casted their rod in the pond. And they were pulling and pulling and pulling, and they got one. Wait a minute. That's a nice sized fish there. So they pull it, bring it in, take it off the hook, and they cast their rod again in the water. And what do they have? Another fraudulent fish bites the hook. And they pull that one in and pull it in. And this is a bigger one. This one probably ate a little fish. It's a big fish. So they pull it in. Okay. So it's a fishing expedition. This is what the purpose of this 2004 hearing is. They are fishing, they're snooping, their H's are going out, they're looking, they're doing a damn good job, if you ask me. That's a lot of fishing. But let's go. Let's go. So here, Ms. Almazar holds a multi-million-dollar judgment against debtor, of which not a single penny has been paid, notwithstanding the Kebe lavish lifestyle and a significant income. Ain't that a... Listen to what he says. He says here, Ms. Almazar holds a multi-million-dollar judgment against debtor, of which not a single penny has been paid, notwithstanding the Kebe's lavish lifestyle and significant income. So basically, they're playing in our faces, or their faces. And Kebe Studios, which Mr. Kebe owned jointly with debtor, with debtor. An examination of Mr. Kebe's financial records and the records related to his business entities are within the purview of the Rule 2004 and highly relevant to key issues for confirmation. What do they mean by confirmation? This means that the trustee has to confirm whether or not this bankruptcy should go forward. That's what it means. Not so fast. We're not confirming jack yet. This is what, and we'll tell you why I'd say that in a minute. This is particularly so because both Mr. Kebe and the debtor have submitted through testimony under oath that they were moving assets from debtor to Mr. Kebe in conscious effort to avoid garnishment of the debtor's funds. So they have confirmed that it was a conscious effort to hide the assets. They confirmed this. And then you'll learn by way of their testimony. They have confirmed this. Let's go. And they were doing so, even having been admonished by the district court for the Northern District of Georgia not to change their financial condition or move assets to make it harder for Miss Almazar to collect on the default judgment. So, what I said earlier, Judge Ray said, listen, I don't know what you may be thinking about doing, but I'm telling you what you guys cannot do. And we're going to read what the judge says verbatim. The court, I want to say this to the defendants. You have, this is a very substantial verdict that has been rendered against you. And your ability to satisfy it is independent of the fact that it exists. I would just caution you, not knowing what may have been transcribed, what may have transpired before today, or what actions you may have taken, but I would caution you about any alterations of your finances or changes to your finances in an attempt to try to make the judgment less collectible than it is. Under Georgia law, efforts to do that can constitute fraud and can subject you to an additional tort claim and or lawsuit, much less an effort that could be brought in court to enforce the judgment as it is to set aside things that actions that you may engage. And given that both of you at least tangibly are involved in this case by transferring assets, if that were to happen, and I have no information to suggest that you would do that, he didn't then, but we do now. The defendants sometimes do, into the names of third parties could also subject them to also possible tort actions in the future. So the judge tells you this. He says it. He said, listen, I'm not saying you guys are doing this, but defendants have done this in the past. And I'm not no new cat in this. I see this happening all the time. But he tells you. It's transcribed. He said it. I was there. I was in the courtroom. He said it. He said it. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you think that they intentionally did this? That's a rhetorical question, but okay, hold on, guys. Hold on, stand by. I'm gonna take a break here. This is a lot. I didn't think, listen, we didn't even get to the meat and potatoes just yet. Listen. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. It gets so much better. It's just incredible. It's like, as I was reading it last night, and I was talking to counsel, and we were saying, wait a minute. Did I just read that? Did you just, yeah, we read it. It did happen. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's see what's happening. Is this like, do people think that these courts are just there? District judges are there just to talk and not really mean what they say? Is that what we really think? I don't know. You think she did it on accident? Hold on, guys. Before I continue, let's see who's in here. Okay, guys, listen. Hold on. Let me do something here. This is a lot of work here. Hold on. There's a lot of work. Let me hit these banners. Let me get these banners up here. Come on now. Okay. Hold on here. Let me put that one up there too. Hold on. Let me put that one in there. Hold on. All right, we're gonna put that in. We're just gonna put some banners up here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm usually joined with some of my attorney friends, but I listen. I want to do this myself tonight. I want to do this myself. You know, guys, I used to come out and do this by myself, and I said, nah, I want to just do this myself tonight. I want to do this. I don't know why. Tonight, I just wanted to do this. Hi, guys, how do you think I'm doing? Should I stop? Should I keep going? Let me know. Should I stop, keep going? Let me know, guys. Let's see here. let's see here. Let's see here. Put a 1 in it if I should stop right now. We'll leave it right there. We can just take this to the membership section. Or I can keep on going. You guys let me know. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. This is a lot of work, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lot of work. I'm covering Trump trial and I'm covering YSL and this right here. This is incredible. Listen, y'all don't be telling lead attorney don't be dragging it out. Don't be telling me don't be dragging it out. It's 25 plus pages, but it's a lot of important information there. If you want to stay around, fine. If you got things to do, I get it. But I can't listen. I can't read it too fast because I wanted to digest. I want you guys to get a chance to digest it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. I gotta remove these banners. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna remove one of these banners because I gotta be able to see the documents. Come on, you guys get these banners out of here. Get that banner out of my face. Get it out of my face. Okay. Thank you. Okay, you keep that one down there. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see who we got in here. All right, okay. Here we go. Okay, so we just read that. We read that. Okay. Here we go. Georgia defamation action. January. Okay, here we go. Over the course of their 2004 examinations, while debtor and her husband perjured themselves numerous times, example, denying multiple times the existence of onshore and offshore trusts, and plainly contradicted each other's testimony at times, the debtor and her husband were at least consistent when they both testified repeatedly that they attempted to move. And here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it gets so much more spicier. Let's go. Attempted to move assets in an attempt to avoid collection of the defamation judgment and garnishment efforts by claimant, who is Cardi B. With respect to the debtors transferring assets out of her name since 2022 to avoid garnishments, his transcript. Question. That's exactly how I meant it. Since you were sued, have you been taking assets out of your name? Miss Simmons, the lawyer, objection. The witness, since 2022, yes. Attorney Moon. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what just happened. They had to change the lawyer. They got a new lawyer. Mr. Simmons wasn't there before. Okay, by Mr. Moon, Cardi's attorney. Question. Okay, and why have you done that, Miss Simmons? Objection. The witness. To keep my funds from being garnished and not being put out on the street. This is Tasha K talking now. She's the witness. 2004 examination of Tasha Kebe, September 13, 2023. With respect to debtors' transfer of the ownership interest, the home at blah, 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 blah. I won't say the address. We're not doing that. The house in Georgia. We'll just leave it at that. The house in Georgia. Admitted that the transfer was made to avoid. Cheikna admitted that the transfer was made to avoid garnishment. Didn't the judge just tell you not to do that? The judge said that. Let's go. Why did your wife transfer her interest in the Georgia property to you? Answer, I guess to prevent garnishment. I don't know. Wait a minute. Hold on. I got 1 second, guys. I gotta walk away for a second. This is crazy. I gotta walk away. Gotta walk away for 1 second. Gotta walk away. Okay, here we go. I'm back. So the husband says, he asks the question and he responds like, wow, that's just wow. You say, I guess to prevent garnishment. I don't know. So why would you do it? With respect to payroll payments for debtor that were being paid into Cheikna Kebe's personal bank account. Okay. Okay, let's go. This gets interesting. Okay. Why are you making payments to Latasha into this account that's only in your name? Answer: to prevent garnishments. Wait a minute. Didn't the judge say not to do that? So use okay, so they're consistent in telling the reason. It's not a good thing because you already said that you violate the judge's order, basically. 2004 examination of Cheikna Kebe, September 13th, 2023. Debtor further testified regarding payments for debtor going to Cheikna Kebe's personal bank account. Question: okay, if I were to tell you that your husband testified that payroll payments from Yellen are being paid to you into the Bank of America account with your name off of it to avoid garnishment, would that be a correct statement? Ms. Simmons: objection. The witness, Tasha K: probably, yeah, that would be a correct statement because I know the checks that he did right because I didn't look. You know, huh? What? Come on now. Come on, Tasha. What were you thinking? I know you're trying to be honest, but you weren't being honest when the judge told you not to do this. Okay, here we go. Mr. Moon. Okay, question. This is Cardi's attorney. And if your husband testified that he stopped making payments to you because you told him to stop so it could avoid being garnished, would that be a correct statement? Ms. Simmons: objection. The witness: that would be partially correct. Partially correct. What part of it is correct? So here, now I'm thinking about being in the courtroom and watching. When I told you guys that he threw under the bus, I told you guys this is on the trial. He threw under the bus. So this is like, okay, did you guys rehearse this, or you intentionally came in to admit that you guys committed fraud? This is what I'm talking about. You have pretty much laid a foundation for the Cardi's lawyers to ask the district judge to move against you because of fraud. That's what you basically did. With respect to debt, taking her name off the joint bank account of joint Bank of America account. Go to the next page. And you also took your name off of the Bank of America joint account that you had with your husband, didn't you? Answer: I did. Question: why did you do that? Answer: because it was going to get garnished too after they did the Chase account. Yes, it was. I can tell you, they were coming for the bread. They were coming for the bread. Because you'll remember that there was like 9,000 taken out the Chase account. Yes, but the judge said, don't try moving your assets. I get it. I listen, hey, you know, I don't know. Growing up, like like when my parents, I did something wrong, and they used to give me these lectures before they give me the punishment. You know, this hurts me more than it hurts you. No. That not gonna hurt me. It ain't gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt me. But I'm listening, and they start giving me the reasons. You knew what you were doing, but you did it anyway, right? And I had to say, yes, right, yes, right, yes. Now bring your behind over here. You know what I'm talking about. You knew what you were doing when you did it. You knew this. It wasn't like you didn't know. I'm sure your attorneys told you, the judge told you. I'm sure you got advice from other people. I'm sure there was different opportunities to say, wait, hey, I probably shouldn't be doing this. I get that. Again, it's a lot of money. I agree. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I ain't gonna front. That's a lot of money, the owe. I mean, we all owe money. We're gonna owe until we die. But that's a lot of money, and I get it. But I also understand that if we're playing fair, at least make an honest attempt to try to do the right thing. Make an honest attempt. Don't come in fraudulent because no one's going to believe that you're trying to do the right thing. If your foundation is based on fraud, they're not going to believe anything. It's hard to try to negotiate a situation when you've showed that your intent is not there. I mean, so ladies and gentlemen, it's a lot more there. I just wanted to give you we got about 50 more pages of this. Hold on a second here. But what I'm really saying is it could have been avoided. And I want to appreciate those that hit the super chat. I appreciate that. Who was that hit the super chat there? I want to shout them out. Tasha was just saving up to pay Cardi B in one lump sum. Yeah, right. All right. And I got the Brooklyn Bridge to sell you. I don't have the title for it, but I'll sell it to you anyway. How about that? Yeah, it's just, oh my goodness. Hold on a second. I want to say that I really wanted, and Tasha probably won't believe this, or Cheikna won't believe this. I really want you guys to get this thing resolved. You know, it's not good when you are on record, intentionally trying to defraud. Now this is the government, because now this is the government. Now it's not just Cardi B. You know, because the trustee gets some PC percentage off of of the work he does. So everyone's looking at you like, dang, like really? You're really doing this? But we're gonna read a little more because it's a little more there. Make sure you guys are supporting the platform because hey, I gotta get a cup of coffee, I gotta eat dinner, but I'm here with you guys. But we're gonna keep on doing this. We're gonna do this because there's a lot more here. But it's something else that I want to share with you that I found out today. Let's go. Stand by, guys. Hold on. Let me get my placeholder here. Okay. Okay. With respect to debtors' funds she was trying to keep from being garnished, so how was he paying for your share of the rent? Miss Simmons, objection. She's just objecting. They keep on going. The witness, because he was managing my funds that were coming in that I was trying to hold from being garnished. You keep sticking a ditch deeper. You keep admitting that you were trying to avoid being garnished. I know garnished, it sounds like, I don't want to be garnished here. I want to be garnished here. I get it. It sounds soft and nice and everything. But it's an attempt to collect the debt. And anything that we say right now to you is an attempt to collect the debt. That's all. Mr. Moon, Cardi's attorney, asked the question. And those were the funds that were being held at Yellen Entertainment. Now we know Yellen was, as a matter of fact, Yellen is involved in another lawsuit involving R. Kelly. But what I see is a pattern of changing companies to when you get a lawsuit. Oh, okay. We taking everything from Yellen. We moved to the next company. You got a stash company. How obvious is that? You already telling people you're going to stash. And you got this other company. And what other companies like at this point, I don't know if it is even worth going this route. And I say going this route because you guys are playing the cat and mouse game. I mean, it looks cute and everything, but if she's still spending money to find the money that you owe her. You hear him say she hasn't really paid a penny. You're living a lavish lifestyle. I mean, that's good and everything. We all want to live a lavish lifestyle, but you can give a little here, a little here. You're taking the O.J. Simpson route. I get it. You don't want to pay. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Let's see. The witness, because he was managing my funds that was coming in and that I was trying to hold from being garnished. Okay, Mr. Moon. And those were the funds that were being held at Yellow Entertainment, correct? Correct. 2004 examination of Tasha Kebe, September 13, 2023. Both debtor and Mr. Kebe made clear as they admitted under oath that they were moving assets and funds from debtor to Mr. Kebe in an effort to avoid the defamation judgment and garnishment of the debtor's income. Post petition, the debtor and Mr. Kebe's effort to conceal debtor's true income by filtering it through Mr. Kebe's companies is laid bare in the latest amended plan and will be addressed separately in an objection to the confirmation. The objection to confirmation basically says we object to her this bankruptcy being discharged. And we're going to show you, ladies and gentlemen, why. And their behavior lays bare for them to move forward in this manner. It's just us. Put simply, debtor's plan shows debtor intends to continue her bad faith efforts to suppress the true amount of her income in an effort to hinder and delay Miss Almazar collection efforts. Therefore, let me go to the next page. Any business conducted through an undisclosed email address bearing the name of an undisclosed and deliberately concealed offshore trust, the Sabuski Investment Trust, is directly relevant to this proceeding and this court's consideration of confirmation of the debtor's plan. 25. Although Mr. Kebe ultimately produced a few emails, they say a few because we don't know if there are more, without attachments with Miss Thomas, the accountant, he clearly has not provided even all the emails he had with Miss Thomas, much less other parties conducting business that relates to the debtor. So basically, this particular email address, you did a few communications with the accountant, but you also used that email address for other businesses. So what are they going to do? They're going to subpoena your Google account and they're going to pull your email addresses. They can do that. Even the ones that you deleted. They can do that. They're going to do that, allegedly, because now they're with the 2004 examination, they can go on a fishing expedition, and that fishing expedition goes to the Google company. We need to see them produce these email addresses starting from 2022, when the company was established 2 months after Tasha K filed a bankruptcy. So they're digging, and they're going to dig, and they're going to dig, and they're going to dig. And that's just what's going to happen. But I can't tell you guys to come clean. This is how you move it. This is how you move it. And unfortunately, Cardi is relentless. Her team is relentless. And they're going to, man, just imagine having a monkey like that on your back. Just imagine. You're trying to shake them off, and they come in here, and you got to keep establishing companies. You got to, it's a lot. Just do what you think is best, but hey, it's playing out. The people are seeing this is playing out. This is playing out. So what is the difference between a bank robber and what they're doing? The bank robber walks in with a gun. You guys are just not using the gun. You're still robbing the lady. At this point, she's entitled to it. You're robbing her. Some of you say, oh, no, forget no. It's still, she's entitled to it. Just face it. Just make it, like, if you came with this is the thing. You could have came, and I'm not speaking for Cardi B, but I would say you could have came with some smart people and said, hey, you making $500,000 a year. $500,000 a year. Cardi's young. You guys are pretty young. You decide to make some kind of payment to her, like say, hey, I'll give you $50,000, maybe $100,000 a year. If you bring in $300,000 a year, give $100,000. That debt is going. It's going to take a while, but still going. Go give them something. Don't. And then you do the whole fraudulent thing, and they're looking at you like, okay, this is some BS. And the problem is, they got to move quicker than slower. You're not playing the long. You think you're playing the long game, but you're not really playing the long game, because these attorneys are going to have to. Because Cardi's going to require attorneys to keep pushing. But you don't see that. The problem is they finding when you guys are setting, they finding it. Then you're gonna bring other people involved in this fraudulent behavior. It don't make any sense. At some point, you got to say, hey, listen. I mean, because you're getting caught. Unlike people that are not getting caught, you guys are getting caught. You're literally getting caught. Then you have an email address with the prefix, because I know why you use the prefix, because you got so many different companies and you're using these Gmail accounts and you got to keep up. It's hard to keep up. You know, it's hard to keep up with a lie. And this is what's happening, in my opinion. It's hard to keep up. Now, who else is there? Let me look at the let me look at the comments. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, guys. It's a lot more there. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe you might. Are you guys bored? Because there's a lot more. Are you bored? It's a lot more here. It's so much more. It just gets more. Every page is like, it's like wow. But you guys, if you want some more, just tell me to keep going. I'm gonna watch the comments. If you guys want me to slow up, I can slow up. You want me to keep going? I keep going. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is part one. This is part one. My dinner is getting cold, and I appreciate you, but I'll make it a part two. I'll make it a part two. But let me go eat dinner. I'll be back at 9 p.m. for part two. I'll be back at 9 p.m. part two. I gotta eat. I'm sorry. I had a busy day. I get up at like 5 in the morning. But I wanted to give you guys just a tidbit of what is happening here. This is incredible. We're on page 11, and we are going to be back. Let me move this off the screen, ladies and gentlemen. We'll move this off the screen for right now. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this part of the show. There's some other things that I want to share with you. I'm going to bring that back in the next show. That will probably happen at 9 o'clock tonight. So make sure you're tuning in. Did get some. I just got a text update, and I'll share that with you guys tonight. Stand by. As much as I can share with you, but I'll share some portions of it. With that said, if there's any questions, let me see if there's any questions here. I'm gonna read this. I know Mary. Come back at 9, Mary. Please come back at 9, Mary. I see you. Let's see who we got here. Okay. Listen, Lisa, I see you. Listen. You guys, listen. You guys got to remember, I get up early. I'm listen. Besides covering these other two big cases, it's a lot happening. This is a very, very interesting story, and it's just so disappointing that with all that bravado that's being shown on the platform, you're going out like this. You're going out bad right now. You're going out bad right now. In my opinion, you're going out bad. We all have financial issues. But the hiding and all that, you're playing with the government right now. Like, come on, this is like you were like I'm ready to go to court. I'm ready. We want to do this. We don't care wherever it is. We stepping in that ring. We ready to fight. But you just can't. Once you get beat, you just can't beat. Like, come on, you got beat. So now figure a way to, like right now, if I tell you the temperature on the other side, it's not good. It's not good. And I'm not making this up, but I started covering this case, and I was trying to hold back, but it's getting bad. So what's up? Act like Judge Glanville, a comfort break. Listen, Vanderbilt, don't do that. I take comfort breaks. Listen, I'm up. Listen, I'm gonna be up with 9 o'clock. I gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back. I promise you. I promise you, 9 o'clock, I'll be back. Make sure you set your timers. Starving right now. All right, guys. With that said, we are going to end this live. We're going to bring part two back. We'll bring part two. I promise you. We'll be back.